In this video, we'll be taking a look at a very heavily requested player being Sinatraa, one of the best Star-Lord players in the world. Here we're going to be setting up on defense on Clintar. Let's get into it. One of the things that's very interesting about Star-Lord is that he's been very relevant in the meta for a very long time, but for some reason always slips through the cracks as far as getting banned. I will say, of course, if there happens to be a target ban, then maybe that happens for one specific player, but it's always the Wolverine, it's always the Storm that gets banned, and Star-Lord just slips through the cracks, and he's a character that always has a massive impact. He can land these crazy headshots from a distance and build his ult charge up very quickly, and of course we know the legendary ult itself, very hard to deal with on the opposing side. And as I say it right here, just trying to land as many shots as we possibly can as the offense is pushing up on us in the main choke. There's a big E coming up right there. It's getting as much ult charge as we possibly can. Also getting bubbled by Magneto. We got the Hela down. We got the Magneto down. We're going to start to try and steamroll the offense back as much as we possibly can. Landing some good shots right here on the Moon Knight, taking him down as well too. Strange in absolute shambles, going to be backing up to the best of his ability, trying to get back into the dagger bubble, and he does just that. But one of the things too I want you to notice right now is although we're playing a very fast mobile character in Star-Lord, Sinatraa is not flanking and doing anything kind of crazy or weird, some off angle, or he's just by himself. Although he has the skills to do it, he is staying with the team and he's focusing on trying to hold this main choke and get that ult charge. We got the dagger ult popping. We also have the Moon Knight ult popping right now. We got Luna popping her ult, trying to keep us alive, so we continue to fight on the point. And it's one of the things about Star-Lord is you're going to see him use his ult more often than not after all the dust has settled. Everyone else has popped their ult, and then lo and behold, you hear the legendary, and he's flying above, blasting basically everybody. Waiting for the Luna ult to pop as well, or finish, I should say. Getting a bit of a flank here. Let's see what happens. Here's the ult right here, and all of a sudden, the offense has nothing they can really do to try and stop this. They got to be extremely careful here, trying to play for their lives in the bubble, backing up right there. Going to be able to get one pick on the Luna before going down, unfortunately, but still getting some mileage out of taking out a healer and pushing the offense back. So here we are going to be resetting, and that's one of the things at the higher levels of play. You're not always going to get the coveted 5-piece or 6-piece with a singular ult. Even just getting one player or even two players is phenomenal when you pop your ult, especially as a character like Star-Lord or even like a Psylocke. For the most part, we did see the Moon Knight at the very back trying to just hold it down and push up in the main choke with the rest of the offense, so we don't have to try and do any counter diving or any counter flanking here, so we can just hold the main choke, continue to try and get our ult charge. Also getting a pick right there, helping the cleanup on the Namor ult, and just like that, as soon as you see one or two players go down, we start to steamroll. There goes the E, and just cleaning out both of the healers, and all of a sudden the offense in absolute shambles again. That's basically an ace right there. I think it was the Hela that went down first, so we didn't get an official ace, but basically a full wipe and a full reset. Just here setting up once again, and this is one of the things too, I'd definitely be paying attention to if the players are going on an off angle or trying to wrap around. We see on our X-ray to the left for a second, we saw that Namor is sitting up on the left side. You can see him through the wall, just making sure that if anybody tries to go for a flank, we have somebody there to either call it out or try and stop it. Here comes the dagger ult, also Magneto ult popping at the exact same time. Going for the Hela instead though. Also, Moon Knight popping ult, and right here for a second, Sinatraa is going to be wrapping back around, trying to escape a little bit of pressure. But as I say, the whole offense is in shambles, falling like crazy. Dagger not really getting any value out of that, not even a single tick on the board. Be pushing up here as much as possible, but they are going to get slammed, I will say, or at least sniped by the enemy Hela. He's always going to get at least one. So here Sinatraa is pushing out one more time. It looks like only 10 seconds left on the board, and the offense has to do something. We got to expect a portal. There's the sound right there. There's the X-ray. Everybody funneling in onto the point. They have Luna ult popping. They have Hela ult popping as well too. We're going to wait here for a second, and of course Sinatraa has his ult. Let's see what happens right here. Be popping his ult and catching somebody very sneaky right there. That is great target acquisition. I don't care if this move is aimbot. He aimed for the one player who was not standing in the Luna ult that happened to slam that dagger. Also having the rest of the team just fall like crazy. Also, everybody's just dying right here. It might actually turn out that the offense might get this point. It's looking like they're going to get it right here. But a very solid play coming out by Sinatraa, targeting the one player who was not in the ult, being the dagger, and trying to get as much value as he possibly could. They did what they could, but unfortunately the offense here is going to get the point, and now they're going to have to set up on point number 2. Just getting the right shoulder peek on height, getting as much pressure as possible, getting forced down by the Moon Knight very slightly, but that's the thing about Star-Lord. He has so much mobility that he can be up and down and off of cover very, very quickly, or off of height, I should say, very easily, very quickly. Also pushing up onto the entire team, getting a massive E right there after taking down the Moon Knight as well, too. Trying to put as much pressure on as possible, space the Magneto, landing on the Hela again. I'm not sure if he has a vendetta for Hela or what it is, but that's 2 times now that the enemy dagger has popped ult and he instead has gone for the Hela. If somebody in the comments knows the reason for that, please let me know, because that is very interesting to me, because typically what happens is that dagger pops ult and like clockwork, Magneto is aiming for the dagger to try and take her out. But in this game, this is now twice that I've noticed that he has not gone for that. So if somebody knows, please let me know why that is. Just rolling the entire team, pushing everybody back. Moon Knight by himself in a small dark room, waiting for his team to come back. The holds here have been phenomenal as well too. You see one player on the offense, doesn't really matter who it is, they collapse, and then just from there, everybody else rolls up on them and pushes everybody back. There's been massive shoves from the defense every single time. They're not getting a single pick and then waiting for the rest of the offense to push onto them, and they're just trying to play defense from certain zones or certain points. Rather, they hit one player down, speaking of which, Dagger and Shambles around the corner, almost getting killed right there, but then the more. And then, as soon as they get the single down, they just push up on everybody. There goes the Luna ults, ult for ult right there. Gonna have the Moon Knight ult, gotta be careful. Sinatraa with his ult here too. Let's see what happens. Getting another big E, hitting basically everybody, getting them weak. They have to back up here. Unfortunately, a big strange ult coming out from the offense there, and a lot of players, basically everybody going down. It's going to be a full ace right there. Gonna have to reset, and finally, the offense having a little bit of success. This is one of their main big team fights that they've had right here, and they're gonna get some solid mileage out of this. Here comes a portal right here. They only got 8 seconds until overtime hits. Of course, when you are on the cart, you will get overtime as long as you are on the cart. Here it is right here, now officially in overtime. You see the gold bar at the top of the screen. We got Sinatraa in the back right here, in the back line, trying to catch the Moon Knight out. Let's see what happens here. We have a dagger ult on point. Gonna be catching the Luna in shambles right there. Getting hit by the strange ult. Playing up on the side here, just trying to stay a little bit safe. Might need a little bit of healing here, but I'm expecting an ult. Here comes the ult right here. Let's see what happens. We got ults like crazy popping. We got Namor ult. We got Star-Lord ult. We got players dying. We have Sinatraa dying, getting a lot of mileage out of that, though still, the rest of his team should be able to clean this up as we have nobody on cart. And just like that, gonna get a very solid hold, only 1 point on the board for the offense. Now let's see what Sinatraa and the boys can do themselves on offense. So here we are on offense. Right away, gonna be pushing out aggressively. Just kidding. Here comes the strange portal, which I would have thought that the enemy team would have at least tried off rip, but here we are. Possibly going to show them how it's done. It can be portaling not to height. This is a smart portal. Hold on. That is a smart portal for anyone that did not see what just happened. He put a portal to give them height and also block the door. So now the enemy team has to force up onto the Clintar little platform thing on the side if they want to try and get up, or just say, hey, we're down here now, we're kind of screwed. So a crazy portal to block the door as well as give the team height at the same time. Very smart. Also now we are setting up a pinch with Sinatraa in behind basically everybody, on top of literally everyone right here, getting bubbled by Magneto, just slamming, slamming the team right now. And that's going to be a full clear just like that. Going to get a very convincing first point, and now about to get into the push here on point number 2. So right there, that might have been the highlight of the video, at least for me, was that portal placement giving us options right next to the health pack, blocking the door, giving us height, allowing us to set up a flank and also a pinch at the same time. Of course, with Star-Lord's speed, that's what allowed that play to work so flawlessly right there, allowing him to get back into the main choke and get in behind the enemy team. But here, once again, just pushing up aggressively. Catching everybody here. Dagger trying to do one last stand, ulting on the point. Gonna be backing up here, and guess who has their ult once again? We're probably gonna see that as soon as Dagger ult is finished. The Luna does have ult, but let's see what happens. Almost getting the Moon Knight down as well too. There's the ult right there. We're gonna see a Luna ult, of course, as a counter ult. Almost getting the kill through the ult. Can we talk about this? Dagger almost dying right there. Huge E coming out, getting a little bit of the damage boost as well too. Just convincingly dropping people. And that's the thing too, is once you're out of the ult, the aim is actually immaculate. The aim coming out from Sinatraa just peppering players in the head, just like that, deleting them. Getting a very convincing 2-1 win. Right there, Sinatraa on the Star-Lord. And just like that, Sinatraa is gonna be the MVP with 34 eliminations, only 5 deaths, and 23,000 damage, top fragging the lobby. And if you enjoyed this video and you wanna see more videos just like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel as I drop videos on pro players daily. And once again, this is MOS Trick saying thanks for watching the video and have a great rest of your day.